She chose to wear a white Indian sari with a blue border out of respect for the traditional Indian dress. For many years, Mother Teresa and a small band of fellow nuns survived on minimum income and food, often having to beg for funds. But slowly her efforts with the poorest were noted and appreciated by the local community and Indian politicians. In 1952, she opened her first home for the dying, which allowed people to die with dignity. Mother Teresa often spent time with those who were dying. Some have criticized the lack of proper medical attention and the refusal to give painkillers. Others say that it afforded many neglected people the opportunity to die, knowing that someone cared. Her work spread around the world. By 2013, there were 700 missions operating in over 113 countries. The scope of their work also expanded to include orphanages and hospices for those with terminal illnesses. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Mother Teresa never sought to convert those of another faith. Those in her hospice were given the religious rites appropriate to their faith. However, she had a very firm Catholic faith and took a strict line on abortion, the death penalty and divorce, even if her position was unpopular. Her whole life was influenced by her faith and religion, even though at times she confessed she did not feel the presence of God. The Missionaries of Charity now has branches throughout the world, including branches in the developed world where they work with the homeless and people affected by AIDS. In 1965, the organization became an international religious family by a decree of Pope Paul V. In the 1960s, the life of Mother Teresa was brought to a wider public attention by Malcolm Margaret, who wrote a book and produced a documentary called Something Beautiful for God. In 1979, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for work undertaken in the struggle to overcome poverty and distress, which also constitutes a threat to peace. She did not attend the ceremonial banquet, but asked that the $192,000 fund be given to the poor. In later years, she was more active in Western developed countries. She commented that though the West was materially prosperous, there was often a spiritual poverty. The hunger for love is much more difficult to remove than the hunger for bread. When she was asked how to promote world peace, she replied, "Go home and love your family." Over the last 2 decades of her life, Mother Teresa suffered various health problems, but nothing could dissuade her from fulfilling her mission of serving the poor and needy. Until her very last illness, she was active in traveling around the world to the different branches of the missionaries of charity.